But Gypsy, you know you in here playing with us. Like, are you having a baby Manson or no?
Oh.
Like, why are you playing with us?
Oh, honey, I am so not threatened by you. My man wouldn't touch you with a 10-foot pole. You're just mad because I have a Chad. And...
what? I thought his name was Ken.
last time I checked.
Oh, hell. Who's Chad? Yo, is that the baby dad?
You don't have a man. So, looks like you're the one that's panini pressed. Call a spade, honey. Keep making content.
So Gypsy Rose says, because unbeknownst to the internet trolls, a woman's body is not the same as others, and particularly for me, I have a small baby bump that appears larger when wearing tight-fitted clothes and barely noticeable when I'm wearing baggy clothes. It's common sense.
Embarrassing if I was the dad? That would be embarrassing because they've done reveal parties, they've done all this stuff. That would be crazy.
That would be crazy.
Gypsy Rose's Blanchard's pregnancy. We have seen a whirlwind of revelations, speculations, and conflicting narratives. Initially, Gypsy's pregnancy was met with mixed reactions, but things took a sharp turn when the public scrutiny intensified. Gypsy has made various claims about her pregnancy, but many observers and even some of her acquaintances have raised serious doubts. The heart of controversy lies in whether Gypsy has been honest about her pregnancy and the identity of the baby's father. The initial wave of skepticism was sparked by a content creator and analyst, Flawless Nina. She posted a series of videos questioning the authenticity of Gypsy's pregnancy. In these clips, Nina pointed out inconsistencies in Gypsy's appearance over time, noting how her baby bump seemed to change drastically from one day to the next. For instance, in one video, Nina showed side-by-side images of Gypsy taken just a week apart. One day she appeared noticeably pregnant, and the next, her bump seemed to have disappeared.
Gypsy Rose Manson, front and center. This was last week. This was yesterday. I need you to make it make sense. Because up until yesterday, I was like, yeah, y'all stop patronizing her. Every time I would see that in my comments, I would just not respond because I felt like this girl's clearly pregnant. Why y'all keep saying it? But Gypsy, you know you in here playing with us.
Oh, hell.
Like, are you having a baby Manson or no? Gypsy, can you give us some answers? You know, do a TikTok, clarify the bump. Like, just, I don't know. Just something don't look right.
Clarify
I'm
the
just
bump.
saying.
Nina's viewers were quick to chime in with their observations, saying things like, "Where did that baby go?" and "Something scandalous is going on here." Nina wasn't alone in her doubts. Others pointed out the lack of common pregnancy symptoms in Gypsy's behavior. One commenter mentioned, "Currently preggo and I am so swollen, acne-ridden and tired. There's no way this girl is pregnant." This comment underlines the suspicion many people have. Gypsy doesn't seem to exhibit the usual physical changes and discomforts associated with pregnancy. Nina also questioned how Gypsy could manage to hide her bump so effectively in public while flaunting in private, suggesting the possibility of her using a prosthetic belly. Flawless Nina's commentary opened the floodgates of public speculation.
What I'm not saying is why isn't she showing at 22 weeks? What I'm saying is how do you start showing only when you're at home, but anytime you're taking pictures in public, you don't show. For example, this picture in the beginning of the month, this picture, this picture, this picture, but this was her last week. This was her last week. This was her last week again. I am not saying that you cannot not look pregnant for most of your pregnancy, but you don't start looking pregnant and then the bump disappears when you're in public. That's not how things work.
It wasn't just a matter of Gypsy's physical appearance, but also how she presented her pregnancy narrative. For instance, Nina mentioned how Gypsy previously posted regular updates about her pregnancy size using weekly food comparisons. These updates mysteriously stopped without explanation, which only fueled more doubts.
Recording this video, I am 17 weeks and 2 days. Okay, so for this ultrasound, I've been told that I have to drink a lot of water.
Was Gypsy trying to control the narrative in a way that suits her? Why did the pregnancy update suddenly hold? As doubts about Gypsy's pregnancy grew, it was time to turn to science for some clarity. First, let's consider the physical signs of pregnancy. Generally, by 20 weeks, most women have a noticeable baby bump, especially if they are as petite as Gypsy, who is 4'11". At this height, any weight gain or baby growth would likely be more visible. However, as many have observed, Gypsy's baby bump seems to fluctuate in size, sometimes appearing almost non-existent. Could Gypsy be using props or tricks to manipulate her appearance? Let's look at what the science says about the pregnancy visibility. Typically, by the 5th month, most women experience significant physical changes like rounded belly, weight gain, and even changes in posture. For someone of Gypsy's stature, these changes should be quite pronounced. However, the lack of consistency in her appearance raises valid questions. Some viewers have speculated she might be using shapewear or other methods to alter how her bump appears in photos and videos. Scientifically, you can't just tuck in a baby bump, as some have suggested. Additionally, Gypsy has been vague about the timeline and specific details of her pregnancy. She has mentioned having a period after leaving Ryan, which adds confusion to the timeline. If we take her statements at face value, it could simply imply she wasn't pregnant at that time, making the sudden pregnancy announcement even more puzzling. Some have wondered if she is trying to manipulate public perception or delay the truth coming out about the baby's paternity.
What is going on with the baby?
Oh, hell.
Because I kept saying to myself, why do people keep questioning it? But I do feel like it looks different every time. It's starting to look smaller and smaller. What's really going on? Am I the only one wondering this? At first, I was like, why do people keep saying that? Why don't they just leave her alone? She finna have a baby. Just leave it alone. But I'm starting to see what y'all are saying. Maybe I'm tripping, but I don't know. Something's just looking really weird. Every day it looks different. Am I the only one thinking it?
This ambiguity naturally leads us to consider more scientific methods of verifying pregnancy, like ultrasounds and blood tests. While Gypsy has shared a sonogram, some speculate whether it's real or staged. The authenticity of these images can be hard to verify with
Staged? Can you stage that?
more concrete evidence, leaving room for skepticism. So, if science can't conclusively back up Gypsy's claims, what are we to believe? In response to the mounting skepticism, Gypsy finally addressed the rumors. She claimed that her fluctuating baby bump size was due to the type of clothing she wore. According to her, tight-fitted clothes made the bump more noticeable, while baggy outfits made it less apparent. Gypsy lashed out at her critics, calling them internet trolls, and insisting that every woman's body carries pregnancy differently.
So Gypsy Rose says, because unbeknownst to the internet trolls, a woman's body is not the same as others, and particularly for me, I have a small baby bump that appears larger when wearing tight-fitted clothes and barely noticeable when I'm wearing baggy clothes. It's common sense. Well, also, Gypsy, this was a baggy outfit. This was last week, and you still had a bump in it. So, is this considered tight-fitted? Let me know, because I might be incorrect. And the bump seems to be coming from right underneath your bosom. So I'm not sure.
Oh, random.
Misunderstand.
Howdy, ma'am. Thank you. Yo, hit me with those bears too. Let's crush that.
But let's look at it here. That's not just sticking your stomach out. I've had 2 kids. I'm just saying. You know.
However, her explanation didn't sit well with everyone. As one commenter pointed out, you can't suck in a baby because a baby becomes hard on your stomach. Gypsy's attempt to shut down the rumors was seen as evasive rather than clarifying. Instead of providing evidence or clear information, she attacked those questioning her, further fueling controversy. This reaction only added to the belief that she might be hiding something. Her insistence that the public was overreacting came off as dismissive, leading many to believe she wasn't taking the situation seriously. Moreover, Gypsy has a history that makes her claims harder to trust, given her past of manipulation and deceit. As seen in the events leading up to her mother's murder, it's no surprise that people are skeptical of her now. If she could fabricate illnesses and a life of abuse for so many years, who's to say she's not capable of faking a pregnancy? The public.
I mean, that's a pretty good point, y'all. She was able to do all that stuff back then. I don't know. Y'all tell me.
Public's reaction has been harsh, but not unfounded. Many see her pregnancy narratives as another potential scheme, especially given her history of manipulating those around her. One key criticism of Gypsy's response is her lack of transparency. In the face of doubt, a straightforward way to clear the air would be to provide medical documentation. But Gypsy has chosen not to do this. Instead, she doubled down on her defensive state, which only made things worse. If there is nothing to hide, why not be more open and provide the clarity everyone is seeking? This question remains unanswered, leaving the public to speculate and piece together the truth from the fragments Gypsy has offered. While Gypsy maintained her silence on the paternity question, the conversation took a surprising turn while Gypsy's family, particularly Ken's side, got involved. During a live stream, Ken's mother made an unexpected revelation by casually mentioning the unborn baby's middle name would be Rhea.
Child is being named after me. So,
really?
Yes.
Raina is the name.
One of the names. Her middle name.
Middle.
Realize that's the bullshit middle name, but still, I'll take it.
Okay, well, that's
Do
cool.
you-
Oh, hell.
So,
Do you think that this child will have any form of a normal life?
You know, I know as far as I am concerned, and my son is concerned, and Gypsy is concerned, that is what we will strive for. You know,
well, Raina, you gotta.
Realistically, you know that that's not going to happen.
Yeah, you have to accept reality that this.
Yeah, that's
Especially if she's putting the child on social media.
but we're going to do the best we can with what we have. It was soon after the Dr. Phil episode where she was, interviewed by Dr. Phil, and I'm a huge Dr.
Gerald, thank you.
Phil fan, typical.
You're not alone.
And when the talk of marriage came, it wasn't that I was against the marriage. I was against the marriage while in prison. I felt too that Gypsy needed to get out and experience her life. I still feel that Gypsy needs to experience her life.
Sure.
I feel, look, no grandma in the world is going to say, I wish a grandbaby wasn't coming. I have 11 grandchildren, and this will make my dozen. This will make my 12th grandchild. So, of course, I'm happy about a grandbaby coming. Was it too soon? Absolutely. Did I warn against anything? Absolutely. I'm a sensible person. But here we are. What am I going to do?
Right.
I'm going to love my grandchild. I'm going to pray for the best. I'm going to be there when I can, do what I can, advise what I can. That's all I can do.
This was a piece of information that Gypsy and Ken had not publicly shared. The nonchalant disclosure caught many off guard and raises questions about why such a personal detail was revealed in this manner. The baby name revelation seemed to be more than just an innocent slip of the tongue. It appeared to be a strategic move to solidify Ken's role as the father. By associating the baby with Ken's family name, it subtly pushed the narrative that he was the father. Despite the ongoing doubts and speculation, but this casual revelation of the name made people question the motives behind it. If Gypsy and Ken were confident in the baby's paternity, why the need to go public in such an offhand manner? This incident also hinted at possible communication issues within Gypsy and Ken's circle. Normally,
no communication issues? I can't believe it. Miranda, thank you for the bears. I think Flawless Nina came in too. Flawless Nina. Are you hiding around in the comment section?
Parents would
in the chat
be the ones to announce such personal details.
That one today about the pool, oh man, that was excellent.
Especially when
y'all see that?
There is already controversy surrounding the pregnancy. The fact that Ken's mother felt comfortable sharing this information suggests a lack of coordination or perhaps an underlying tension between Gypsy, Ken, and their families. Are they all on the same page? Or is there more discord behind the scenes? Moreover, these revelations brought more focus on Ken's family.
Who's that?
Involvement.
Who are those people? Do y'all recognize any of those people? I don't know who any of those people are in that picture.
The narrative. They seem eager to establish Ken as a father. This eagerness raises the question of whether they are trying to control the narrative or if they genuinely believe Ken is the father and are simply trying to support him. Either way, it adds another layer of complexity to an already convoluted situation. In all this drama, Ryan Anderson, Gypsy's ex-husband, has been conspicuously absent from the conversation. Ryan was her partner right before she got involved with Ken, and by Gypsy's own admission, they were trying to conceive. Given the timeline, it's possible that Ryan could be the father, a detail that Gypsy has not directly addressed.
Doing a baby poll, come on. Come on, baby poll, that's ridiculous. I'm not doing that. because I almost said something mean. You know, I got a thought. Wouldn't it be like so like embarrassing if I was the dad? That would be embarrassing because they've done reveal parties, they've done all this stuff. That would be crazy if I was the dad. Like, that would be crazy. Like, I would love to see the egg on their face, just be like,
Oh, man.
I'm sorry. I'm just playing.
Ryan at his poem. I know, right? Y'all, as you're coming in, TikTok, hit the follow button if you're new here. Tap the screen like crazy. Let's get 25,000 likes. 52 of the Bears left, y'all. Hit the goal so TikTok will keep spreading the word about the live stream. And y'all, if you want to come see the videos, we're live on YouTube. Also, The Mystery Project, that's the name of the YouTube channel. Come on over, y'all. Come on over.
I'm just playing. But it would.
And YouTube, hit that thumbs up button. Let's get 100 likes.
Be like an egg on the face.
This legal complication raises interesting questions, as many states presume that ex-husband to be the father if a child is born within 300 days of the divorce. Is Gypsy deliberately leaving Ryan out of the picture to avoid further complications? The legal presumption about Ryan potentially being the father adds a layer of complexity that Gypsy has not publicly addressed. If there is any chance that Ryan could be the father, he has the right to know. However, this raises ethical concerns. Shouldn't Ryan be involved in the conversation, especially if there is a possibility he could be the father? The fact that he hasn't been mentioned or involved leaves a significant gap in this story and adds to the mystery surrounding Gypsy's pregnancy. Public perception of Gypsy Rose's pregnancy has shifted significantly over time. Initially, people were skeptical but curious, giving her the benefit of doubt. However, as more inconsistencies emerged and her evasive responses continued, that curiosity turned into suspicion. Gypsy's choice handling serious issues, including fluctuating nature of her pregnancy narrative, has fueled the belief that she might not be telling the whole truth. Her history of manipulation and deceit only serves to deepen these doubts. The unfolding of this saga has left the tangled web of questions and uncertainties. Is this another instance of Gypsy manipulating the narrative for her gain? Or is there a more straightforward explanation we are all missing? The involvement of Ken's family and the absence of Ryan only adds more layers to an already complex situation. In the end, the truth remains elusive, leaving the public to piece together the facts as they come to light. This story has captivated audiences not just because of its drama, but because it makes us question the very nature of truth and deception. So, where do we go from here? Is there a definitive end to this story, or will the mystery only deepen as time goes on? As we keep an eye on this unfolding drama, one thing is certain: Gypsy Rose Blanchard's pregnancy has become a focal point of speculation, challenging our perceptions and leaving us with more questions than answers.